Good morning, good morning, good morning. David Kahn here on Friday, the 13th of June. It's 5 to 8 in the morning here in the UK. And we're looking at the EUR USD on the 1 minute time frame, following the Academy 55 indicators and strategy, with the aim of perhaps getting a trade within the next hour, few minutes, or whatever it will be. So, first thing we can see is we will have a look at the bigger picture as always. Take the indicators off for a minute, and we will go on to the daily time frame. And as we can see here, this area here is the highest it's been for a long time. As we discovered the other day, we're in heights, as it were. Let's go and look on the weekly time frame, or even so we're on the weekly time frame now, and as you can see, with the highest we've been since 2021, 4-year high. We've got some imbalance up here. It's too far to draw that in, but we have imbalance on this candle, and that will need to be addressed when the conditions are right. I mean, this imbalance is from again from 2021, 4 years. We've also got imbalance down here, of course, but is the opportunity arising to address that imbalance up there? We don't know. So anyway, but that's too far away for us to even contemplate in this session on the 1 minute. So we're going to concentrate on the what's happening now. We've been rising for the last 1, 2, 3. But just like when you get big pushes up, we'll put the fibs on it. So from there up to there, is price going to come down to that 50% mark before reacting and going back up again? It could well do. So that's close enough to warrant a horizontal line on the 50%, or that fib. So we'll take that away. That's certainly an area of interest. But what we're going to do now is we're going to go down to the 4-hourly. And as you can see, we've gone to these areas before. I'm going to put it onto the line chart. Sorry, the line chart eventually. And we don't have two, well, sort of, isn't it? So we'll put a horizontal line there. Because price has been resistance there, and yet support there. So that's an important area. Putting it down to the hourly. And here we can see that area in greater effect. Here it's stumbled for several hours, all the way up to 4 hours, in fact, going along that line. So that could be a fairly important area. So we will mark that up. Yeah, mark that up there. But they're the two areas of interest close to where we are. Putting it back on the hourly, we can see we have imbalance on this candle here. And just like we did with the bigger daily time frame, we'll put our fibs on and mark up 61.8. The 61.8 zone is the same as, that's another important area, but we got this 50% again, so we'll mark that up as an area of interest where price could bounce or break. So indeed, we'll mark that up. And it did so there, look. So these are quite important areas of interest, but we'll go back down to the 5 minute. And we can mark our sell zones and our buy zones up now. Sell zone, buy zone. And we will go back on the minute. So we're in between zones at the moment, but what else we can see is a big area of consolidation just there. So we'll mark that up with the correct settings on a consolidation box, which is that. So that's our consolidation now. We want price to break out of that. You know, we've got a sell zone there. So we can put our indicators back on now. Well, we got some no official red flag news, but there is a really concerning bit of news globally, and that is the war between Israel and Iran. And it's really bad news, and that will affect the dollar. Apparently, because of this, the US dollar, which is a safe haven currency, is gaining strength. So if that gains strength, the euro will fall. So while we're in consolidation here, we are underneath the purple line, which is a sell bias, because we're underneath the purple line there. And because the dollar is gaining strength as a safe haven, possibly will mean sells of the order of the day on the euro, although we can see it climbing. But we know we're in a sell zone there. So and our next alert is indeed a sell alert, which is good, really, as far as that's concerned, because there is a sell bias, and with the strength of the dollar, you'd want to be taking sells on the euro. So we go on to our MT4. Make sure you've got your risk to reward in purple, your lot calc in purple, and your all important 1% that we risk, no more than that. 1%. You have indeed broken out this area because just ever so slightly now. So, but for our purposes, we need price to get back down to here, keeping the minimum of 2.2 pips away, which is there. 2 to 1 is there. So that's where we're at the minute, on the minute, literally. US dollar and other safe haven currencies rise as Israel strikes Iran. Oil soars as Israel strike on Iran jolts the market. Not good. Anyway, so that will be reflected in the market, as all really global conditions are in one form or another. So we are coming up to the sell zone. Let's take the indicators off a minute and go to the 5-minute time frame, and then indeed that's where we can see the sell zone as marked up earlier on. This is our consolidatory area. Breaking out of that now. We have another sell zone there, but we got support and resistance where it could bounce or break. Price might even get up to here, bounce, and then come back down for a sell, maybe. Or it may even go and mitigate that imbalance there and that imbalance there. Imbalance. These are on the 5-minute time frames, and there could be lots of sell orders here. But we're operating off the next sell anyway. We may or may not get that in this session we're in. So I've got time to play you this.
Hi, this is Steve with a very short video to show you where to get the training for the indicators and tools we use inside Academy 55. So once you're logged into the members area, you'll see in the premium dashboard this section that's entitled Start Learning. And if you click here, that'll take you through to the learning library. Now, we'll say at this point, we highly recommend you watch each of these videos 2 or 3 times to get a full understanding of how everything works. Here you'll find tutorials on using the MT4 Trade Assistant and how to use the MT4 platform with the Trade Assistant. This is the longest video you'll find inside the platform. It's around 30 minutes long, well worth your time. Watch the video once, then maybe write a few questions down that you might have for yourself, and watch the video for a second time, and things will really start to make sense. By the time you watch it 3 times, you'll fully understand how everything works. So that's the longest video. It's about 30 minutes long, well worth your time. And then you can jump into individual trainings here for how to remove indicators. These videos are just a couple of minutes long. how to move MetaTrader around like you can in TradingView, trading assistant controls, how to do back testing in TradingView, how to draw vertical lines to mark out your hour, and so much more. And by the time you watch this video or see this video, there might be other trainings in this section. But everything here is well worth your time, and you find that, as I said a moment ago, from the main dashboard in the Start Learning section. Now, one more thing just to mention here. If you're looking for anything in particular, if you come down to the support name of FAQs, click on Get Support. And in this area, you'll find a detailed FAQ section, and you can come through here. For example, if you're looking for an answer to a question about MetaTrader, have a look through these, and once you click through, you'll find direct links to videos that give you answers to most of the questions that we get asked on a regular basis. So hopefully you found this useful, and back to your further training.
Yeah, thanks, Steve. So, as you can see, we are in the sell zone now. And indeed, we are looking for the next sell. So I'll go back down to the minute. We just got to be patient little people and wait to see what the market gives us. And yeah. See, that's contradictory advice there, look. Said the US dollar rise but we're seeing the dollar weakening, if anything, because the euro is rising. So that's contradictory. What's going to happen? So perhaps market-wise, they will be revisiting this area here, but overall, I think the bigger picture is they want to be lessening in the euro and strengthening the dollar. God, got that just in time. I had a sneeze brewing then, and I managed to mute it, so I saved you for all that. Anyway, um, so personally, from a personal point of view, I'm doing all right as far as the monthly target is concerned. I had 2 or 3 break-even times. I think, yeah, that one went on to actually win, but that one, or one or two of them lost. So it's a 50-50 draw because I put my stop loss to my break-even rather than wait for a 1% loss or a 2% win. Like I say, some of them won, some of them lost, but I saved my equity, and that is the main thing. But right now I'm sitting on 9% for the month for my 10% monthly target. So I ain't going to take any chances. I never do anyway. So while we're on here, let's go and have a look at the news today. And the news today, officially there ain't no news. But as we know, unfortunately, there is really bad news. Israel and Iran are going at it hammer and tongs. So what the result of that is, God only knows. So, but officially there is no. We got these 8 o'clock news for Spain, all low impact, not very high grade at all. That might affect 9 o'clock, might affect a little bit. Italian news. I believe they're the fourth biggest in Europe as far as financial is concerned. But we're just concentrating on our little bit here. Maybe we can get a nice little sell because we have got into the sell zone now. And this is what we're looking at for the sell. It started to rain again. Yesterday, thanks for the nice comments. I had a little bit of problem at the same time as I was supposed to be coming on live yesterday morning. My garage, it's like they turned the taps on. We had a flash flood in the garage. Wasn't much, but we didn't know that at the time because it was really, really heavy rain. Like somebody opened a tap. So we had 2 inches of water in the garage and it was still raining, cats and dogs. So a bit concerned about that, but everything worked out okay. The drains can cope with most rain, but this was a flash flood. Like I say, it felt like somebody just opened a tap above a cloud. I'd never seen rain like it. It was really horrendous. But hey, anyway, sorry, not this is not a weather report. We're here to hopefully maybe get a trade. We're looking for the next sell alert and keeping a minimum of 2.22 pips away. But also bearing in mind that it could be possible for price to keep going higher, despite what that little news alert said, because we have imbalance up here. We have another sell zone up here. We've got imbalance here. We've got another sell orders up here. Because that's what a sell zone is. So despite what but we've also got imbalance down here. So, it's all about the timing of these things. Right, let's quickly go back to the minute. Put the indicators on. And we will be governed by our MC4. Put our line, there we go. Keeping a minimum of 2.2 pips away, 20 to our right, 22 there. Reverse conditions, and this is where we are for maybe a sell. Obviously, all these have got to turn red, and we need that sell alert. But because we're on the minute, things can happen fairly quickly. Can do. So we need to be prepared, ready. And where the price is right now, that's where I need to put my stop loss. But like I say, is price going to come down and meet this purple line and bounce off it, and a longer term buy might ensue. But from the news we've had about the dollar getting stronger, doesn't sort of make sense for that to happen. If anything, the euro is going to come back down as the dollar gets stronger. But again, how long does this process take? Ah, right, we've got to sell now. Oh, sell alerts flashed on and off. We've been in the sell zone, so we know we've got a 75% win rate trade brewing because price has been in the sell zone. I guess it's a case of how strong the dollar's going to be as the Americans wake up to the news of the terrible news over in Iran and Israel, and how they anticipate that news, how they simulate that news. And indeed, they might wait till New York opens to do anything about it. But I mean, at the end of the day, we only want to move a few pips to get our 2%. We'll be very happy with that. But also keeping an eye on the bigger picture. Right, the volume ribbons are starting to go red. We're getting a sell alert fluctuating on and off. And this is the area where I'd want to put my stop loss. The wave is still green, but if it gets past that purple line, that'll turn red very, very quickly. Could get a bounce or break situation. We don't know. Green trend line very, very quickly could level off and turn red within a minute. Really could. That's how quickly these things happen. But we're sort of reacting off this purple line now. This is the average of 462 of these candles, which is a Fibonacci number. So it's back to where it has been for a while anyway. So it's right. The right wave has turned red. So that's, I'm going to lock that in. Oh, right. Going to lock that in there. This is where I want my stop loss to be. I want to make sure it breaks away from that purple line. So I might give this 5 pip move. Give me a bit more confidence in this trade. And all the time giving that trend line a chance to turn red, because I am anticipating that will turn red very, very soon if it continues on this downward trajectory, but it's a bit nervy at the minute. Now that opened up below the purple line, which is encouraging. So we'll be in. Now I'm going to go into the trade. And this is where we are. 4.8 pips stop loss. Not bad. Trend line is still green. Now I was anticipating it to going red. Still green at the minute, and that's a bit, well, just a little bit of a worry. Because I find myself anticipating the trend line turning red quite a lot. That's usually the last one to give me indication. But as you can understand, if I'd have waited, I could have had like a 6 pip stop loss, and that would have brought my 2% down even lower. So yeah, the trend line is leveling off, and that will turn red anytime soon. If price goes down here, I'm fairly confident that trend line will go red anyway, and then we're officially we're right on. So let's put that on to what I've got in there. 2% down there. That's it. That's where I am. Yeah, right there. So again, I will take the indicators off. Have a look at the bigger picture again. So we got that imbalance has been mitigated, but we got imbalance down here, but we've also got imbalance up there. I know that. So I suppose really it all depends on the timing of things, like always. Of which would they want to do first, because both have to be done, but what timely manner? Now I wanted to react off that purple line and come back down again, bounce and come back down. That would be good. But like I say, you can see how it plays with your mind. I should be going to make a cup of coffee or a cup of tea really and put the kettle on and forget all this. Because at the end of the day, it's a 1% loss, which is not a big deal. It all depends how much stronger the dollar's going to get, and that will make the euro weaker. Now, that little news alert thing said that the dollar is getting stronger, but we saw no sign of that. So when are they going to make the dollar stronger? They started to make the dollar stronger here, but now it's going back again. So I don't know. And we have a loss, a 1% loss, no big deal. Steve will be around next week, live trading, and hopefully he'll get our 10% target. Because if this loses, I'll be on 8% or 9% at the moment. And indeed, yeah, there we go. So, but it's understandable that the times are jittery. What's going on? Although we haven't got any red flag news, it is understandable how jittery price action is at this particular moment. But the bigger picture is, I mean, even if a buy was to come now, we know we've got a sell zone there, sell zone up there. You're not going to be wanting to take a buy. So unfortunately, yeah. So let me just do this in my journal. Copy link. Go back to my journal. And here I am at my journal that everybody Academy 55 can have a look at, all transparent. So I'll put that screenshot in there. Because there it is, look. To show you the screenshot, there we are. Fortunately, we had a loss. So it was a sell. Unfortunately, it lost. So that's a -1. Sorry, not +1. -1. We should go red. There we go. It was on the EUR USD. It was between 8 and 9. And it was on no trading yesterday because I was a trainee knower in the flood. Friday the 13th. I'm not superstitious, so it doesn't make any difference. That's what the market is. And that means from my 9%, I am now 8%. But I'm only one win away still from my monthly target, and it's still only, we're not even midway through the month yet. So still got plenty of time to reach my monthly target. So even though we lost just now, and I would have liked to have wrapped it up before Steve does the live trading, I'm gonna let Steve get the glory and get the 10%, hopefully next week, but we never know. Like I said, I wouldn't be taking this buy now because we know we're in a sell zone. Only interested in a sell, really. So maybe the next one will get our 2%, whenever that may be. It might be soon. But with everything I've seen, I'm quite happy to leave it there and just wish everybody a really good day wherever you are. Have a great weekend and come and support Steve and come and see him next week, please. You know, and for all our Academy 55 members, you will be getting definite knowledge of when he's going to be on and what he's going to be doing. And I will see you the week after that. So thanks very much for your time and speak soon. Bye for now.